great result that you and your hapu have on the coast there at Kapiti.
G'day, mate.
Where's the manners? Where's your manners, Smaller? Yeah, plenty of time down there. You don't want to give someone else a go.
Hey, we won't have an interruption, folks. Marcus, it's yours.
Tēnā koutou ka mana whenua. Tēnā koutou ngā Hawaii whā. Hiki, I koi himi taku ingoa, kauri winta maunga, kawhia te moana, Ngāti Mahita, Mani a Poto, Ngāti Whakawa, Tahapu. To all those people who have travelled such a distance to come here today, thank you one and all. To all those people who have pioneered this campaign to bring some common sense to the subject of not putting into pregnant women's water a poison whose own label states may damage fertility and the unborn child. And some of the people that have helped get that message out in the most modern way are here today. That's Mr. Clyde Graff and his brother. There's a lot of people here that deserve recognition. Miss Cathy White, the only regional councillor in the country with credibility. But what we really want to know is, why is it happening and how are we going to stop it? I'm just going to take 2 minutes to spend 1 minute on each of those points. We hear a lot of talk about the New World Order. I'm not interested in the New World Order. The reason 1080 is happening in New Zealand is because of the old boys order. This has been going on. This has been going on since 1954, and the reason it keeps persisting is because they just keep doing it. We do not, when we take our attention and focus on overseas influences, we're taking our eye off the ball in our own rohe. Let's learn our own area. So how are we going to stop it? There used to be 3 ways. Needed district council consent. It needed regional council consent. It needed health ministry consent. Simon Upton in 1997 took away the right of the district council and the requirement for them to give consent. Nick Smith in April last year took away the regional consent, so you couldn't appeal through your Cathy Whites. The only consent that is required now is called with a capital P, a permission. So what I invite anyone interested in being effective against the planned aerial poisoning of your water catchments, there is only one document they are working under. It's a long-winded title. It is the Guidelines for Issuing Vertebrate Toxic Agent Permissions, VTA for short. So if when you get a chance and you get home, Google Health Ministry VTA permissions. Now that tells you your rights to demand an alternative water supply, and it also sets out the 2 ways left that you can appeal against those permissions. We all hate paperwork, but please, the permissions for issuing vertebrate toxic agents, that's the rules they're working under. And as any of the footy and netball players know, you want to win the game, you've got to know the rules. So take the time to familiarise that. Folks, thank you for your time today. And above all, thank you, Emile Leaf and Alan Gurdon, for having the courage and the commitment to walk the talk.
Thanks, Marcus Jones. This fella here beside me is Dr. Charlie Baycroft from Christchurch. He's the Church of Poison Free New Zealand. Charlie.
Hello, thanks for the opportunity to say
say something? I'm pretty humble about this because I'm a relative newcomer, and I just was skeptical at first, and I thought, what are these loonies on about? The government wouldn't do something this dangerous. They wouldn't put poison in our... Okay. When I got involved in this, I started looking at it, and I was skeptical, and I thought, what are these lunatics on about? These anti-1080 people. The government wouldn't poison our water. The government wouldn't poison our forest. They're looking after us. We pay them a lot of money to look after us. They're such wonderful people. And then I started trying to say, well, let me have a look. Oh yeah. Oh geez, these loonies are right. This stuff is a highly toxic. The World Health Organization says, don't have it anywhere. And then I went, no other countries allow this. Why? And I went and looked at the official website and said, because they don't have any mammals in their country that they're worried about. And then I looked up mammals, because I'm old and I forget things. We are mammals! We are mammals! The government says there are no mammals in this country that they're worried about poisoning because all the mammals that they're poisoning are bad. Oh, the bats maybe, and maybe a couple of seals. We are mammals! They're poisoning mammals. When the reason no other country doesn't want to use 1080, the reason other countries don't use 1080 is because they don't want to poison the mammals like us. Not because they don't want to poison some other animals, it's because they care about their people. They care about their people, and our government has forgotten us. So let me tell you a few things. Now, I'm not a licensed doctor anymore because I got sick of the medical system, because you know why? It wouldn't let me do what I needed to do for people. One more. So I want to tell you what I've learned about this, and here's the simple thing. The definition of pollution is introducing or allowing a toxic substance in your environment. This is pollution. Okay. The truth about 1080 is, if you get exposed to 1080, how will you know? It's colorless, it's odorless, it's tasteless. You will not know if you've been exposed to 1080. If it makes you sick, how will you know? You'll get an upset tummy. You might feel a bit dizzy. You might have a little palpitations. All symptoms that can be for any simple self-fixing illness. You will not know if 1080 made you sick. If you go to the doctor, what reception will you get? I've heard from the people. You'll get told, oh, don't worry about it, go home. Don't worry about it. You know, will you have some blood tests to see if your cells in your body have been damaged and are releasing enzymes because they've been harmed? And your organs have been put in danger, and your liver's not likely to get sick, and your heart's likely to get sick, and your brain's likely... No, you will not. Why? Because the doctors are being bullied into not doing the tests. If you die from 1080, how will your family know? They will not know.
Refer it to the coroner.
Because nobody will do the tests to find the residues of the poison in your body. So the truth of the matter is, this is a really dangerous thing. Okay, the last thing I want to say is to say how much respect I have for people like Clyde, Alan, Emma, Sue Gray, all the people who've been fighting this for so long, so hard. And I want you to join me and say, Alan Gurdon, we love you. Alan Gurdon, we love you. Emma Leach, we love you. We love you.
Okay, thank you, Charlie Baycroft.